Duck Hunt in the Spirit in the Pines, a story for campfires, cold whiskey, and good company. It was late September when Jack, Max, and Eugene finally said, "Screw it, we're going." Jack was fried from work, Max was fresh off a divorce, and Eugene just missed the woods. They headed for a lake deep in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. It wasn't on many maps, the kind of place you find only if you've been there before. The road turned rough quick. By the end, they were crawling over roots and ruts, the truck swaying like a canoe in a storm. They rolled in just before sundown. The lake was glass. Pines lined the shore like old guards. The air smelled of damp earth and wood smoke, the kind that stays in your clothes for days. They set up camp fast. 2 tents, a fire pit, a fold-out table, and Eugene's old canoe, which he'd named Martha. It creaked like a haunted porch, but still floated. That night they drank bourbon from metal cups and let the silence wrap around them. To ducks, Jack said. To not checking our phones until Monday, Max added. Eugene lifted his cup. To Martha, may she carry our sorry asses one more time. The fire cracked. The stars came out. Somewhere a loon cried. By morning the forest was wet and cool. Jack was up first, as always, boiling cowboy coffee over the fire. Black, strong, no sugar. They ate in silence, geared up, packed sandwiches and shells, and slid Martha into the lake. The water was still, the mist rising like breath. They paddled to the far bank where hunters were already setting up. Labs splashing, guys in camo drinking from thermoses, duck calls echoing through the trees. They stepped out and waded through muck to a spot behind a wall of cattails. Just as they settled in, thunder rolled. Then came the rain, hard and fast, soaking them in seconds. Max pulled his hood up. Now, this is hunting. They waited. The rain eased. Then, wings. Ducks. Dozens of them cutting across the sky. Calls blew. Guns boomed. Dogs barked. Feathers flew. Jack, Max, and Eugene moved smooth and steady. Years of rhythm. Each of them bagged a pair. That was enough. On the way back, Jack lagged behind to pack up the canoe. Max and Eugene walked ahead along the narrow forest trail. And then they saw him. A man sitting on a fallen log like he'd been waiting. Tall, weathered, wrapped in a faded army jacket. Long gray beard, eyes like the lake, quiet and knowing. "You boys do all right?" he asked, calm as Sunday. They nodded. He pulled out a pocket knife, cut an apple, offered a slice. Max handed him his flask. They passed it around. He didn't say much, but every word stuck. Things like, "A duck ain't just a bird, it's time. Time you can't get back." And, "The woods don't talk loud, but they never lie." They sat with him maybe 5 minutes, maybe 20. Hard to tell. Then the man stood up. "Don't wait too long to come back." He walked into the trees. Eugene turned to say something, but the man was gone. No sound, no trail, just the faint smell of pine and smoke. That night back at camp, the fire blazed high. Jack grilled the duck with rosemary and apples. Eugene fried up the bass he'd caught just before sunset. Max passed out cigars, the good kind, the kind you keep for weddings or funerals. They ate like kings. No one said much for a while, just chewing, sipping bourbon, watching the fire dance. Then Max said, "That guy today, you think he was real?" Jack puffed his cigar. "Real enough." Eugene nodded. "Maybe he was just a guy. Maybe something else." No one argued. They sat there late into the night, smoke curling up to the stars, the lake whispering behind them, and for the first time in a long time, none of them felt the need to be anywhere else. If you like this story, hit that like button, subscribe, and stick around. There's plenty more where this came from. Real stories, wild places, and maybe, just maybe, something a little magical.